morning, guys, or good afternoon to everyone. Shout out to everybody in the chat that is just now coming in. Let me look at my chat because I know I just kind of got started. Shout out to everybody if you're coming in. Make sure you guys vote on the poll what topic we should start with first, okay? Shout out to everyone. Look at you guys. I got 5 so far. Shout out to you. Make sure you hit that like button. I know I just started. Hey, Nicole, good morning. Shout out to my members that are coming in. Which topic should we start with first? Look at you guys already voting. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Ceci. Hey, TT, my member. I know I just hit live and I went live. You guys know how I do. I have baby bunny, so I kind of have to accommodate to her schedule. But shout out to everybody that's coming in. All right, let me check my other device real quick. Real quick. Yes, yes. Where are we at? Where are we at? Let me check this device real quick. Hey, Ramona, welcome, my love. Welcome, you guys. All right, we got 46 in the building. Can you guys make sure you vote? And while you're voting, please hit the like button. Thank you, guys. Hey, Gumby. Hey, Magic. How are you? Hey, Mar. ¿Cómo estás, everybody? ¿Cómo está? Make sure you all greet each other. How's everybody doing? Get your coffee or your mimosa, whatever you want to drink. No judgment. No judgment whatsoever. All right, let me check this poll and see where we're at right now. And make sure as you're coming in, you tell people where you're from, what state, what country, where your flag, what flag you're representing today. Okay, always good to kind of greet each other that way. Let me see if I can find this poll real quick, guys. Let me see. I gotta mute myself. Okay, I got 47 votes, and we're gonna start. Okay, well, you guys have spoken, and make sure while you're voting, you hit that like button. It's right next to the voting. Okay, 62 people hit that like button. But let me say hello to everybody. England, shout out to you. Virginia, Phoenix, Mississippi, Fresno, California. I lived in Chowchilla, and I lived in Madera for a couple years, so I know that area. I know Fresno very well. Yes, TT. I may not have always make a live or even make it through a full one when I do, but I always go back and catch the replay and hit that like button. TT, this is why I cherish you so much. Thank you for saying that. Good morning, Georgia, Australia. Do you guys really have okay, here's my fear, okay? I have a huge fear of spiders, and I heard that Australia has the biggest spiders, and if that is the case, I can never, ever, ever go into Australia. I can never, because I heard that your guys' spiders are like a different level of spidery ish. So I don't know. What do you guys just let me know if you're from Australia and you're listening to me? Please let me know. Is it really that serious with those spiders? Yes. California. Okay. Okay. 661 represent. All right. Shout out to you. Yes. Good morning. Good morning, Pennsylvania as well, my members. That's funny because I lived in Utah like you also. Yeah, I lived in Utah for a couple of years as well, so I know how Utah goes. I know Utah very well, okay? But let me see if I can find this situation here with Mr. Jared Leisek since you guys have voted. Hey, Cloud, no notification, late on the notification. I know. Oh my God. Oh, yes. Are you? I hate spiders, you guys. And I know we're starting a little bit later. I have to greet you guys. I just want to make sure that everybody's doing well here. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, please hit that like button. Thank you. Visit when it's cold. Spiders don't like it. I got you then. That's probably when I'll go. One of the places on my bucket list is to visit New Zealand. That's like on my bucket list. One day I will visit New Zealand. And one of the things that we want to do is I've never done a cruise. I want to do a cruise. So these are things that are on my bucket list. And so I don't know. I don't know. Don't say that to me, Tara. I don't like you. Listen, not me. I refuse to acknowledge that I swallow 11 spiders in a lifetime. Okay? I refuse. I refuse. Do not do that to me. Carol. Hey, Brienne. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I know, right? That's when the spiders come inside, right? So even though it might be cold and they're hiding, they're inside people's houses. Forget F that. I'm not going to Australia. Forget you guys. But shout out to everybody from Australia. I am so not average. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Tara. I am not the average person. Okay. It's always been on your bucket list besides Ireland, the only place I want to go. Yeah, New Zealand. My husband is from American Samoa, so he's never been to New Zealand, but I know he has relatives in New Zealand. So we're the rabbit is international, the family is international. So yes, yes. I live in Minnesota and yes, my basement has spiders. No. No. Bucket list Ireland. Okay, New Zealand. All right. I got you guys. Okay. Hey Amber, welcome. All right. Let's get started, okay? Before you guys freak me the hell out. I know, but for sure I swallowed one because I guess I have 10 to go. Well, no, not me. Forget you guys. Forget you guys. Hey Emma, welcome. All right. Okay. Let's get started. Tara's like, listen. All right, so we're going to be talking about some individuals here that um a lot of us aren't fans of anymore or don't necessarily care for. You guys get your tomatoes ready. If you want to tomato someone, you put your tomatoes, get your tomato cans and your tomato emojis ready because people will want to, you know, tomato some of these individuals. But let's talk about this situation right now with Jared Leisek. So, Jared Leisek 47 minutes ago, as it says on this little channel thing, okay? 100% uncut. Kiely Rodni, roadside assistant, full interview. So it's got 7.5 views in the last 47 minutes. One thing I don't understand, okay? And I'm trying to be very thoughtful about what I'm going to say here, okay? But the man did say that he did not want to get into this whole foul play type of cases. Like his wife told him not to get into foul play. Well, then why is he creating the narrative of foul play? And I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. And shout out to those content creators that have differences of opinions as it pertains to Kiely Rodni. But I just find it a little bit hypocritical because it wasn't, what is it? When the autopsy results came in, when all this stuff came in, they made a statement on Facebook that basically says, we agree with the findings that were made, right? But it's content like this that takes away from the findings that have been made. So I'm a little so this is really just a clicks and views type of thing, right? At this point. When did it become, and maybe you guys can answer this for me. When did true crime, or maybe it's always been this way. When did it become creators working against the norm, or not even the norm, but the findings, or even having a level of respect for any type of finding? You know what I'm saying? But this is like the last to see Kiely uncut. So he already released something. Now this is now 100% unedited. 100%. You guys are already on these tomatoes. Look at you guys. Look at you guys. Gotta get these in before I start cooking. Baby Bunny has a snow day. So I have a 6-year-old home. Got you, man. Look at you guys. Look at you guys. Oh my God. I'm going to start it off. Here you go, Jared. Look at. Sorry, Jared. My chat has already tomatoed you. Now, wait a minute. I do want to hear a difference of opinion, okay? Milking the situation for every AdSense dollar it's worth. Look at that. Clicks and views, need money. I think that was a ploy just to have our attention away from Jared's case. You guys have tomatoed him. Look at this. Jared, respect, oxymoron, huh? Right? Look at this. You guys have tomato. Victoria's like, give me my tomatoes. Come on, let's go. Benita's like, look, I got tomatoes. You guys, we're gonna be tomatoing a couple of people, you guys. It's just certain creators who just need that click. They don't care what they say or do, or just, yeah, Jessica, this is really sad. Look at you guys. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. Hey, everybody. Good morning, guys. Okay, so get your tomatoes ready. So I saw it and I said, this is 100% you know what it told me is that you guys, specifically Doug, had to help him with the questioning. Like SUV, van, SUV, sedan, not knowing the difference between that, being the roadside assistance guy. pinpointing the map. My thing is for why? What are we doing this for? Like, I go back to, well, what's the point of this? You know, I'm still having a hard time with this. Like, I don't know. I just find it disturbing. AWP claims that they've solved 25 cases. Finding or recovering bodies isn't exactly solving a case. Yeah, that's a great point, Petty Dragon Fruit. Great point. Your findings is not the same as solving. You found her body, you found the car, you found this. It doesn't mean like, and even then, what gives you the right to say that something is suspicious or something is foul? Like, if he had seen her or not. Here's the thing. There was another quote that he made in this, and he said, look, this is from the roadside assistant guy. She looked like she was in distress. This is what he said. He said, she looked like he was in distress. But he says, I typically don't stick around, I leave. So you left a 16-year-old girl in distress. If what you're saying is true, you left that girl in distress. That's what I'm hearing, roadside assistant guy, tow truck guy. Did you do that? That's what I'm hearing. So if this narrative of foul play is accurate, and let me see, because I do not want to get struck by this guy at all, but he said something.
Like,
let me see if I can pause it real quick. He said that he had said earlier that she looked like she was in distress. And then they asked him, well, what did you, well, I had to leave. I typically don't stay there or anything like that. Okay. And then he's asked a bunch of questions. And I want to say it was at like maybe the 23-minute mark or so, where he talks about how he had to leave. So I'm like, well, roadside assistant guy, you see a 16-year-old in distress, you don't call the police? You don't say anything? You just kind of let this be? It's suspicious. I don't know. Just wanted to drop off and say hi. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Ickedmel. We're going to be dropping some purple hearts. You guys know we love Ickedmel over here. Thank you, Queen, for doing that. Yes, and let's get those likes up to 125. Thank you, my love. Thank you, thank you. You don't trust any of them, especially Dove, because he's been with Jared long enough to have to know about skeletons. Girl. Montana says, I'm not able to watch every one of your videos. I watch your video on Kira in West Virginia, 14-year-old girl found hanging in the basement, possibly pregnant by her stepfather and her mother knew. Okay. I didn't know about that one. Why is Jerry talking about Kiely? He shouldn't be speaking on the matter. He shouldn't have anything to do with it at all. I don't think he's speaking on her. I think he's just releasing old material on her. You guys are still tomatoing him. Yes, that's what he said. Right, Amber. So I'm saying, if he was so concerned about, like he said, well, the 16-year-old girl looked like she was in distress, then why the hell would you leave? Why leave? Is Doug bad? I thought he had just a member, not a creeper. And wasn't it Jared orchestrating the whole thing? Girl, I don't know. I don't know. I think that he probably knows a lot more than what he's alluding. Just saying. That's a big if. I heard that too. Ramona says, so no support assistance at all. Good call, Rabbit. Right. You're the roadside assistant guy and you see a 16-year-old girl in distress. Why didn't you call the police, Nick? Nick? Right? That's his name. Like, why? And she was acting weird. And then they're asking you, well, was she drinking? Well, we don't, I don't want to be judgmental that way, but you could see that she's in distress, right? Like some of this, I'm like, no, I'm starting to side eye all around. I don't know about this. And I wonder if she was suicidal. I'm wondering if she found out about Kate and Jagger since she had spent the day before with Kate. Bless her. Right. Just leave her be. You guys keep digging into this shit. So if we're gonna keep digging to it, then let's talk about the fact that you're a roadside assistant guy. You saw a 16-year-old girl in distress. The situation looks sus, and you didn't even call the police. No new material to release since this is the team quit. So he's got to reach back out to the archives to try and save his cash. And he left them before they drove away. Thank you, Rebecca. So let's talk about it. I'm serious. If we're going to be releasing this shit and we're telling you, look, like clearly it's been cleared, like it didn't happen this way, yo, it was accidental, and they're going to keep pushing this narrative, well then tell me why. If this man was the last one to see her and he saw a 16-year-old girl distress, why didn't he call the police? Why didn't he just let her leave? Why? If somebody has an answer, let me know. Yeah, thank you, Renee. Why didn't he help her? And let's just be real. Yo, a lot of us were attacked for saying, like, okay, this is it. Well, if you were the last one to see her alive, why didn't you call the police if you saw her distressed or drunk? Clearly, she shouldn't have been drinking if she was a minor. How's he going to be non-judgmental regarding the teen? Thank you, P. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, if you're a roadside assistant guy, aren't you? Isn't that your training? Assisting in roadside, possible emergencies? And you're talking about a minor that you saw or you're alleging that you saw? Hmm. That's what we want to know. Genuinely asking what everybody thinks. Because people are giving a lot of credit to what he's saying. So how can you give credit to somebody like this when he's not even attentive to the fact that um she's a 16-year-old girl in distress? And it was the poll was to vote on topics, Amy. What makes me think more than an accident before she was even found? That's what I want to know. Like, what are we doing here? He could have been a vital piece of information if he had seen her, right? Because a lot of us doubt it. I don't know how I feel about his story. But Jared is putting out in his thumbnail, he's the last person to have seen her alive. Well, then, can somebody help me understand, Nick? Is that if you saw a 16-year-old girl in distress and you had questions about her state of mind, but you're not judgmental, but you know she's 16 and she's potentially drinking, or let's not be judgmental, why wouldn't you call the police? Especially if she's asking you, stupid questions. Why wouldn't you call the police then? That doesn't make sense whatsoever. Let's talk about it, because it's like, you get these conspiracy theories. Well, now I have a question about his inaction. If he had actually seen Kiely Rodni, Jagger, why didn't this man call the police? And I mean, when he saw her there, especially, thank you, if she's a minor and she's asking you stupid questions. Right. He's not a roadside assistant. He's a vet tech. But wait a minute. But he's responding to calls, right? Isn't he training this? So is it like a weekend thing? Like, come on, yo. Yo. Hold up. Hold up. They're coming out of Best Buy. I'm not buying it, guys.
Good. Good. Where's Cam? Loud truck. Loud truck. Okay. No more loud truck.
Come on.
I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery call. So pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle.
So he got a call for a battery call, whatever the fuck he calls it, a battery call, right? And pretty much he's responding to it. So this weekend he was not a vet tech. He was a roadside assistant guy responding to a battery call. He encounters, allegedly, this is what he's saying, I encountered what looks to be Kiely Rodni and Jagger, okay? Defines them by the haircut and everything and says this is them. This is them. That's what he said. right? He says, I don't want to be judgmental, but they were asking me stupid questions about a seatbelt and this and that. And she looked like she was in distress. Okay. And it was somewhere around Prosser and Boca, somewhere around that area, right? But she looks like she was in distress. She was 16. And, he doesn't really want to be judgmental, doesn't really want to get into it, but had to leave, so he leaves, right? But yeah, you see a 16-year-old girl that's in distress. This is according to his own words. This is what I'm saying. Put your foot in your mouth when you talk this way and you release this shit. Because what this makes you look like, Nick, makes you look like you failed as well. You didn't call the police? The story just gets crazier and crazier. If you had seen her, why didn't you call the police? Hmm. Did, I don't know, you guys. Roadside assistant is not supposed to walk away from the driver is impaired. Oh, so you mean to tell me that you're letting them drink and drive too? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It from the jump. From the jump. So now I'm more skeptical and more judgmental. And I mean, come on now. And his story doesn't change. But my thing is, it's like, but then if you could have helped in that situation, if you were so concerned, I don't know, you guys. I'm there with you. I wouldn't leave a 16-year-old girl. I thought she was in distress. If she was walking in the streets, let alone broke, especially because you know what they say about Truckee, right? And all this stuff and the cover up, the this, the that, the this. I'm like, what? You guys, I don't know. But the interview is there and it's uncut. Whatever that means at this point. Whatever that means at this point. I don't know. I don't know what to believe at this point as it pertains to that because there's just been so much stuff that has been said, and I'm just being honest. Um, but there it is. And tell me, you guys, what are your thoughts? Do you guys feel like this is another ploy, another money grab, another whatever, whatever? I have 132 votes, and I'm looking at the poll right now where you guys talk about what we're talking about Kiely Rodni and Jared, okay, in this recent upload. We're talking about it now. And you know what? I love the comments that are, made for us to be challenged. So please, if you have a comment that way, hey, leave it. Let me know. If you're watching the replay, shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching the replay. Um, and I'm looking at your guys' comments. You guys are saying, listen, Truckee is not that bad. It's a money grab. Uncut, because Jared doesn't have his guys there. Look, we have Mr. Exploring with Nug here. Okay, shout out to him. And I just saw his comment. Mr. Nug, shout out to you. I was under the same impression, and I read the email that FS Investigates sent over to the district attorney's office. And it said that on page 2, he was supposed to be arrested and fingerprinted and booked. And so now, again, the court is accommodating. They're accommodating. Accommodations are being made. But Mr. Nug, come on now. You guys in the chat know. Regular Joe, the regular rabbit, I would have been booked. I would have been thrown under the jail. This accommodation piece screams this to me. I'm just saying. But shout out to you, Mr. Exploring with Nug. You guys check out his channel. Shout out to him and thank you for stopping by. This is what I want to know. Now I have more questions about this. If he had actually seen Kiely, why didn't he call the police? His role wasn't to be a vet tech that weekend. It was to be a roadside assistant guy responding. And he saw a 16-year-old girl distress. He walks away. He lets them be. Doesn't even get involved. Sees their picture a week later with his girlfriend, right? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Saucy Sauce, welcome. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What do you guys think in the chat? And let me know. And thank you so much, PS, for the $6. I'm looking at the other device. Absolutely. You guys are so interesting in this chat. Thank you. That is weird. I never looked at Jared as some sort of celebrity. It's more YouTube B-rated celebrity. Amazing that he is being investigated in this pandering way. I never really like, I don't know. I was having a conversation with somebody much bigger content creator, shout out to him. And I said, once you reach that like 100K, I think you would have to be a little bit careful, especially depending on the content that you're doing, right? I mean, if I were to see Mr. Exploring with Nug out, and I would probably ask for an autograph, like, hey, can I have an autograph? But sometimes I guess it just depends. Like if it's a avid YouTube that I've been following, but I know that these are regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all regular people. All of us are. We're public figures to a certain degree, but regular. If somebody sees me at the store and says, "Are you the rabbit?" Not right now. I'm at the store. But when I'm on YouTube, I'm the rabbit. Yes. He's a great talker, and we all know it. Absolutely, Darlene. I don't know. But people are giving him a lot of notoriety. I mean, he made it up on what People magazine, The Sun. A lot of people are giving him a lot. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. If it was any of us, we'd be right getting. I mean, I know I would be processed. I know people that are processed. People are taken down for smaller things. Mm. Nobody recognizes you out in the. Well, if nobody recognizes you, no one's ever gonna recognize me, which is good. And you know what? I kind of prefer it that way. Like I said, I was telling my family, I was like, I don't want people to like actually know who I am out in public. Like if I'm gonna go and buy a cheeseburger, you let me buy my cheeseburger and enjoy it. Hit me up online. We'll talk then. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm really just a normal. Everybody's normal here. I saw an episode where he was talking with his mom and missing teen. Jared said his greatest fear is someone harming himself or he can't find them. That's messed up. But he doesn't do foul play. Keep that in mind. When he put up the Brooke Ellensworth video, which we've downloaded, I've sent it out to the family for them to watch as well because they had never actually seen the video. Um, he said in there, and he starts, my wife did not want me to take this case. They don't want me to take foul play cases. But you're here creating that kind of narrative. Like everybody has this notion. And I don't blame people for feeling this way. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't blame people for feeling some type of way about the Kiely Rodni case because there has been a lot of narrative about foul play and a lot of people have aided, and those people that we've deemed or seen as superheroes like Adventures with Purpose, you guys have aided to this foul play narrative when you release things like this. It's one thing to want to prove that Nick, the tow truck road assistant guy, was credible. It's one thing to say, we just want to prove that he's credible, okay, based on this. But to say that he is the last person that saw her alive, you're also assuming that's 100% confirmed. And that's not the case. You're speculating just like you would in Patty Mayo and all these reality TV shows, Dog the Bounty Hunter, and all this. It's just too much. I never understood why he doesn't do foul play. I do foul play cases because it's still a missing person. Hell, I'm going to Tennessee to search for a missing person in a pond. That could be foul play. Look at that. Interesting. Could it be the controversy of it maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Idolizing humans is gross. I do admire others for abilities and talents, yes, but some go over the top and make people feel like AWP, okay, and business as usual. Right. Right. Stas says that he would recognize you in public. I don't know if I would recognize. I'm just being honest, because I mean, I don't know. And when I log out, I log out. A lot of us just log out. I think now he didn't do foul play because there's more of a chance cops could look into him and his past, Rebecca. I didn't even think of it that way. Maybe he didn't want to do foul play because of his own past. Good point. I think it's the element of danger. The killer could still be near. Yeah. You just pack heat. That's it. What do they say? That the person always returns to the scene of the crime? Good percentages of that. May you do amazing work. And yeah, exploring with Nug, Chaos Divers, these are people that I think do amazing work, that have talents that others do not. But I think I go back to what Sam the Adventure Man said. He said that there's an issue of morality here that's being exploited. Um, we have to call that out, right? And I think that this man has exploited that. Um, in so many ways at the expense of whose ever reputation he ruins. He didn't care when content creators were being accused of child S. He didn't care SA. He didn't care about any of that. And so as long as the money was rolling, if he can team up with someone like Upchurch or whoever other salacious content creator, he would have done it. He did it. He didn't care. When one of my subbies emailed them and said, "Listen, you guys are like fucking people's lives up in this situation. You're destroying this other content creator like Ickedmel, right? You're teaming up with this has allowed this narrative to run. It's not okay." They didn't want to get involved. So to me, it's like that's not real true crime, right? They're just hiding information, ignoring things, not paying attention to their impact and their words on this social media platform. But hey, those are just my thoughts. When AWP posted to social media about finding Kiely, I was appalled to see people were cheering them on. That was the worst possible thing that they could have done. To put that out there, yes. They weren't really working with law enforcement the minute that they did that. You know what I'm saying? I could see that they were pretty upset, law enforcement was, because it became more about this, subs, money, than anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Yes, no morale, anything. But then again, YouTube isn't about morality. Do you guys understand that, right? There is no ethical handbook to YouTube. Um, Case in point, Joseph Morris. The man had, there is no ethical morale on YouTube, guys. If you think you're going to find morality on YouTube, you're not going to find it. This is a money making business. Okay. All, including myself, I make money. We all do. But it totally depends on the person and what they want to do with that. And don't try to hide it. Don't try to say I do it for the people. No. This is a money making business, okay? These are talents that we have. We're putting it together and we're talking about them, or we're going about it whichever way. And so it's really dependent upon the people that give us a view. The minute that you stop viewing the channel dries up. This is why it's so harder for channels like myself, or even the Glare or other people, right, that call out some of this stuff, to get further, because people don't necessarily support people that call shit out. Yes, thank you so much, Elephant Rocks. Thank you. You rock too, my love. Thank you, thank you. So it's always kind of nice, to get support like from Elephant or from you guys, members, stuff like that. But it's the truth. It's we have to be very careful and know any view that you give somebody is money. Okay, and I've always been very frank. This is a money making business. It helps with the bills. I'm sure Mr. Exploring with Nut can attest to that. These are skill sets that we have. We put it together and we make money. However, there's a level of morality here, and it totally depends on the viewer as to what they support and what they don't support. Yeah, pecan. Pecan Pie said, "Look, this is what they did. They announced it before law enforcement can. They broke protocol, but it was for clicks and views." Okay. So as far as Mr. Tow Truck Man guy, are we tomatoing the guy too? Put some tomatoes in the chat and let me know if we have completely tomatoed Mr. Nick Tow Truck AWP. Are we done tomatoing? Are we still tomatoing? Put some of those tomatoes in there and let me know. Let me know, because we're about to move on to Mr. Joseph Morris, who is the second person to be talked about. Thank you for becoming a member, Elephant. Thank you, thank you. Yes, look at this. You guys have tomatoes. So are the tomatoes for AWP, Jared, and Nick? All of them? You guys. Thank you. I 100% agree. I made this into my full-time career. It took long 6 years of dedication and hard work to get here, but this is how I now pay my bills. Absolutely. And there's no shade to that because I'll tell you what, for me, I worked in government for 10 years, okay? 10 years. And I had my baby girl. My baby girl has feeding issues. So I couldn't just take her to daycare. It's been a long transition, right? So I had to say, well, this is going to be somewhere where I make some money too, right? And I'm going to put some of the skill sets, the years that I've had of experience, grad school work, whatever it is to this, and turn it into what can be true crime, right? And explore that a little bit. I think that YouTube can be a great place for us to do that, but you got to weigh in, right? You got to understand like what is something worth it, right? Where do we go? Period. It started as treasure hunting videos and it evolved into my work, into my making a living, documenting my journeys, helping the other people's in need. Yeah. So I believe it's a win-win for absolutely. It can be. And your skill set, sir, is one of a kind. We need more people like Exploring with Nug, Chaos Divers. I still remember the case. This was literally a year ago. And it didn't get 1,000 views, but there was a missing teen and his girlfriend, right? A man and a boy and a young girl that went missing in their car, and it was like a mystery that went for 30 years. And I had followed it. God, I can't even think of the name right now. And I remember watching. You were one of the first ones that I saw, and I said I got to create content on this. And I didn't play the whole thing. I think it was like through Insider First or something like that and did some commentary of you're actually finding the car. I did not know. Like I learned so much that day. So I appreciate you so much. You, Chaos Divers, Sam, Kyler, all you guys that do this type of work because it's so necessary. It's a skill set. So thank you for the work that you do. It's a job, guys. This is definitely a full-time job for a lot of us. So thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And they're real about it. As long as you're being real about it. Why, you know? Yes. Hey Chico, welcome. Hey PS. Absolutely. So, I think we're done with the tomatoes, guys, right? Yes. It was solved about a year ago. So shout out to I saw that. I was like, "Oh my god, yes." It was a teen couple that were found in a pond, and I was like the first time I had ever actually seeing the recovery. And yeah, so yeah, I remember that and I did some commentary to it, and it did not, I remember it didn't get like a whole thousand, but it totally for whatever reason that case, because I had followed it before, it was like in 98 that they went missing. It just made me thank you, that one. It made me feel very good about true crime. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, I don't know. Yes, in Sparta, Tennessee. I remember Aaron Foster and Jeremy. So you guys go check out Mr. Nug. Um, Thank you, Jeremy, for the work that you do, and keep doing it. That's my thought. Whew. All right, let's move on. Are we done tomatoing? I think we're done, right? We're done with the tomatoes. Shout out to you guys. Speaking of fraudsters, you guys, fraudsters. So Mel, Mr. Ickedmel, you guys know we love Ickedmel. Please drop some purple hearts in the chat for Mr. Ickedmel. Shout out to him. You guys, listen, you guys are still trying to throw tomatoes. So you guys are so funny. Mr. Ickedmel, let's talk about Mr. Ickedmel. Mr. Mel was featured on NEWSNation, and I could tell he was a little nervous. We shout out to him. He did freaking awesome for calling out Joseph Morris. You guys remember Joseph Morris, right? Look, when the Joseph Morris news broke, um, Elephant's like, look, I'm throwing tomato cans still. I'm not done with this. Kate, welcome, Kate. I'm you got Elephant who says, look, I'm throwing tomato cans at the situation. I'm not done with Jared or all these other people. I'm not done. Oh, look at you guys. Yes. Purple hearts in the chat. Purple hearts in the chat. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Look at this. Kate, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Thank you. Guys. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I'm not done with the tomatoes either, Mimi. Go ahead. You tomato as much as you want. You tomato as much as you want. TJ, look at this. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. Okay. He was in an interview. Oh my God. He talked about the fraudster Joseph Morris. And guess what? I loved it. I lived for that. And I was so happy to see Mel up there, who I like to call, and I hope he considers me as well, my friend, because it's just so nice to see, like, I've been watching Mel since, I don't know, Gabby Petito. And I remember just thinking, like, damn, like, this guy's really good at what he does. And, the way in which he engages people, especially like us, you tend to aspire, um, uh, to be like a content creator like that. Look into Daniel Robinson missing from Buckeye, Arizona. Okay. Thank you for the 199. I will definitely put that on my list, guys. And speaking of which, I've had a lot of Chico. I have not forgotten about you. I know you messaged me. There's a couple of people that messaged me to look into some cases, and I'm glad you're bringing this up. But let me tell you guys something. Um, I kind of want to do an area, and I had already started. I think it was 2 cases that I was looking at independently, to kind of just especially cold cases. I don't want to do anything that's trending, because I already do that as far as true crime, but I want to look into kind of things that have closed down a little bit, no more leads, um, and maybe start a playlist dedicated to that. I had already had 2 cases in there that I was looking at, but and I have not forgotten. I promise you guys. I need to figure out how to get started. You guys got to understand, I'm a one woman show, one woman rabbit here. Okay. So yes, greetings from Kansas City. So thank you. Yeah, Mel did a great job. So I will look into that. I'm going to put that on my list. There's a couple things I have to kind of go through, but I'll definitely look into that. Yes, I have not forgotten. I promise you, Chico. I've seen a couple messages. I have not forgotten. I have to figure out a system, and I got to talk to somebody to figure out how to wean in, like, weigh in what's a good case, what's going to be helpful, do families want to talk, and kind of measure that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just ground running and hitting, because I think that when things are very delicate, we have to be very careful. I don't want to assume something is cold. That's the other thing. So I have to be very careful. Period. I love the camaraderie between many of you, and yeah, absolutely makes it fun to be on YouTube. No competition, just building one another. You know what? And that's one thing that I appreciate Mel for, because he's never, like, when the whole interview with Hero happened, he was so supportive. So yeah, I consider him a friend. There's so many content creators out there that have had my back, that I'm so thankful for, and I will forever be thankful for. But it's always nice. Mel being one of them, Sean Davy Way, Danny Robertson. These are people, Jane, come get this commentary. These are people, um, that have my back, all about the trees, unconditionally. And I know that I can call friends, if that makes sense. And Mel is one of them. So I appreciate you, Mel, for that. But let's talk about let's talk about this little interview right here. Okay. I'm only going to play a little bit, just a little bit, but you guys go watch it, and you could tell Mel did such an awesome job.
Setup. So I was glad that they at least had an easier setup. And I really appreciate the opportunity to go on. And so you didn't get to see. I have it. I don't know if I can play it or not. They haven't posted it on YouTube yet. I did record it. I have the episode. I think it's like 5 minutes long or something like that. They did a really good job editing though. Like this beginning portion that they did, they'll probably post it on YouTube.
Play the
beginning
interview.
portion that
Hurry
they
up,
did
Mel.
was really well done. I even like that they put the audio of him laughing because I missed that part. And his channel, yeah, I don't see his channel. I don't know. I don't think he was terminated. I think he hit his channel. He made his Twitter private.
Channel.
He hit his channel. I'm assuming he hit his channel.
He did. So let's talk about that. He actually hid his channel. He was not terminated. People were saying that he was banned. No, he wasn't. This is what happened. He knew that Mel was going to be up there talking about this whole situation. And so what he did is that he immediately hit his channel. The man, if you go to now, I'm not saying Social Blade is Bible whatsoever. Let me see if I can pull up Social Blade. I'm not saying that it's Bible, but I'm definitely saying that he lost based on what Social Blade is saying. Okay, I'll show you guys. You kind of have to take this information with a grain of salt when it comes to Social Blade, because I don't always believe that their stats are accurate. Here we go. But it does show a little bit, especially now with the subscriber number. Look at this. So on 1210, he lost 1,000. On 1211, he lost 2,000. He started privating a lot of his videos, and you could see that based on the video views went into negative. So immediately you could see that. And then on Tuesday, the 13th, he lost 1,000. And then he started privating more videos. Okay. He was live. I believe it was Thursday. And I have that live where he gave that half-ass apology. Welcome, LNC. Welcome. So he gave that half-ass apology, which was really shitty. Like, we know it. We know that it was. So this is him, okay? Because I know he was at 24, 46 or 47, and now he's lost, I want to say, a good 4,000 subs, which for a channel like that, I mean, it could definitely be a hit for it. And note that it can be a hit financially as well. So this is what I'm saying. When the people unsubscribe and they stop watching, that could definitely impact views and everything. Yeah, so just keeping that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Let's see if we can play this.
And so I literally I had very basic bullet points, you know what I'm saying? Like just in case I forget something. But because I was kind of nervous. I was nervous at first, but then when I saw everybody on Discord, like relaxed me and I calmed down. It was really nice to see the support, man. I really, really love you guys. I appreciate it. It made me feel so much better to see you guys supporting me like that. And I had cliff notes, but I honestly couldn't even barely use the cliff notes because it was just so fast, you know. And at one point, I kind of got tongue tied. I lost myself for a second. So
every detail and photo, looking for clues that the real investigators might miss. But the internet is a big, scary place, and there are bad actors out there too. Case in point, a YouTuber named Joseph Morris may be one of them. This week, Morris is being accused of posting a fake video. In it, a neighbor of the murdered students is said to have made an audio recording of the murders as they were happening. Take a listen.
It said his Twitter is private. It's not gone. Okay, so they're saying Lori told me he deactivated his Twitter. Okay. Which to me, I'm thinking like with this guy, like I'm really not worried about, because the vibe that I got was like, you know, just be careful what we say, cover ourselves, maybe legally, but like there's just so many things about this that I confirmed that was wrong. And of course the team helping me out. Hey, yo, and I just remembered there was this funny ass conversation. I was talking to a lady, right, over there, and they were like talking about like how'd you get the information. And so I started saying the names of people, you know, that's like going on kind of what happened on Discord. And at one point she was like, oh, so like do you have engineers? And I started laughing. I was like, no, it's just internet people, internet sleuth. It was funny though. Engineers.
That is really alarming stuff, if it's real. But something is fishy, and the cyber sleuth community thought so too. And as soon as they started asking questions about that video, poof, Joseph Morris deleted the video. But not before more than 270,000 of his YouTube subscribers had seen it.
And so I think he first unlisted the video, which people had sent me screenshots, and then he privated the video. And by the way, the Brian Laundrie video that he had up, the boat video, I was looking at the video earlier today and it was public.
Wow.
And what happened was I was told that, so let me tell you this too, so behind the scenes stuff that you guys didn't know that I don't think will be a problem. The lady that I was talking to, she told me that they actually reached out to Joseph Morris. They actually tried to get him on panel because she thought that like it's only fair to try to get some sort of commentary, or if he wants to come on to give him a chance to give his side. And they never heard back from him.
Of course not.
And I didn't think they were going to hear back from him. And so he must have known that this stuff was coming. That's why when I made the first Twitter post, I didn't say anything about what we were going to be talking about because I wanted to like leave it open, you know, but I guess they reached out to him. And so maybe he probably saw that and thought, let me start either privating, and eventually he hit his whole channel, you know, and I don't wish bad upon people. I'm not into like harassing and all this kind of stuff too, but there is video, which we're going to see, of this guy laughing about the Brian Laundrie incident when they confronted him about making up fake information.
One man decided to call Morris out. He is a fellow YouTuber named Melvin Sedano. He's known online as Ickedmel.
And let me tell you, I was so impressed when she said it right.
She
Like
said.
nobody ever gets it right. Like in the news, they always have she said it right. I was like, damn, that was pretty good. Now Vinny Palatino had to ask me how to say it.
Joseph Morris deleted the video, but not before more than 270,000 of his YouTube subscribers had seen it. One man decided to call Morris out. He is a fellow YouTuber named Melvin Sedano. He's known online as Ickedmel. And have a look at how he says he debunked the screen video.
They have multiple things to show you why this was fabricated. Like we have the original source of the audio, and I don't know what kind of audio, like what modification he made to the audio. There's multiple things you could have done. You can add reverb. You can do all kinds of things to make audio sound like it's outside. Though I think maybe he just held the audio at a distance and made it sound like it was outside, and he just breathed over it.
Sedano says that Morris took the audio from another YouTuber, added the breathing sounds, and then manipulated the result to make it seem like it came from a distance.
Sure did.
So I think he either did that, or because I downloaded his entire video. Sometimes when these people start getting crazy, and you know they're gonna start deleting shit, I have this nice little app. I downloaded the shit for record keeping purposes, right? And honestly, when he did this video, I'm just trying to keep it fair use, just in case, you know. I don't think it'll be a problem, but
Hi, everybody. The roommates in the
when he did this video, right? This fabrication. How far is it? Oh, here it is. One of the things that I noticed too, that I didn't even mention this in my own video, is this video here that he's playing. It looks like it's somebody in a car. That's why I was wondering, is that him in the car? It looks like it's somebody sitting somewhere in the dark.
sound. So I don't know if you can hear it. I'm going to loop it over and over again.
This is so crazy.
I don't know if it's outside or not, but it looked like something's going on outdoors, maybe, or something. It's so weird how his eyes are like, I don't know what kind of weirdo shit is that. His eyes are like bulging.
I'm talking about his AirPods, guys. His AirPods look horrible. They look like dangling earrings.
I don't know what that is. I don't know. The other thing too that I noticed, see, you to break this stuff down, like you have to have time to talk about it. Because even in that video that I did, the 12-minute video, that was me rushing, like super rushing. Mo, Lisa, Diggs, Mayna, people on Twitter too. I don't like, sometimes I don't want to say names because I don't want to leave people out, but it was a collaborative effort. People sent me different pieces of information. And one of the things that Diggs had pointed out too, which was interesting, if you look, this is the fabricated part of that article. Look at the way the rest of the article types neighbor. You see how the normal way, the regular American way, I guess. But the portion that he manipulates, this is how Canadians type it. If you type in, you look up how Canadians type neighbor, it comes up like this. So this guy didn't even make the effort to try to like fix all the other neighbors in this article. He only put it the way he typed it.
He's not from Cali, because he said he's from Cali. Look, let me show you guys something, the backwards apology that he did as well. Okay. I had screen recorded his YouTube channel and stuff, right? Or his Twitter. Okay, something went wrong. We couldn't get into the Twitter anymore.
One sec.
This is him after all of this.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Joseph Morris live stream. If you're new here, hello there. How are you? I am Joseph Morris. So I just want to say I'm very, very sorry on my last stream for sharing something that I shouldn't have shared. I'll make sure to check my sources better and not spread unfact-checked information.
He said, I'll make sure I check my sources better and not spread unchecked information. What the hell are you talking about, sir? You stole audio from another channel. Okay, you altered the audio, and then you altered a article that was written by another by an author. You altered that. Yeah, that was his apology. And then you should see the chat. You had a mod there really quickly, willing to delete any negative comments about Joseph Morris will be deleted immediately.
So it's a learning process for me, and I'm very sorry for that.
He said, it's a learning process for me, and I'm very sorry for that. Can somebody get some tomatoes? Please, get some tomatoes.
So just in, there has been a footage outside of a gas station that shows that the cops are collecting evidence about the white Hyundai Elantra that they are seeking
he
more
tried to move
information
on,
on.
guys.
So let's get into it. Thank you so much for being here. This is the footage of the Hyundai.
And so this is the part that really got to me. I had screen recorded.
Being here.
Let me show you.
This is the footage of the Hyundai.
Right here. So I had screen recorded the this is Twitter. And this is what there's the URL video thing for the YouTube, right? For the actual video. Leave me alone. Up there it said, watch neighbors records blood curdling screams from Idaho college student murder house on YouTube. Joseph Morris, at Joseph Morris, right? You hit it, it's private. It's privated, right? We couldn't get to the video after a while. This is the interesting part. So I scrolled down a little bit, right? And then here it says, this is news quoting another news article. And in that news article, he doesn't say that there was blood curdling screams. He says he thinks that he might have heard a scream, but it was more so sounded like a normal party noise. The Daily Mail is faked. No news reports blood curdling scream. Okay. And then it keeps going. Wanted to make sure we capture that, right? Video is private. So people were already calling him out. Let me go back a little bit more. See what else we captured. People were already calling him out. And then again, this is his apology after.
One sec. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Joseph Morris live stream. If you're new here, hello there. How are you? I am Joseph Morris. So I just want to say I'm very, very sorry on my last stream for sharing something that I shouldn't have shared. I'll make sure to check my sources better and not spread unfact-checked information. So it's a learning process for me, and I'm very sorry for that.
So it's a learning process for him, and he's very sorry for that. I mean, this guy, again, 40K followers, and he's very sorry. This is a learning process. And then you have the apologist that said, it's okay, Joseph. You're okay. We love you. No. What was the reason? We're about the Cardi B him.
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I don't need to explain myself to you. And
what was the reason?
What was the reason? What was the reason he just got Cardi B? Okay. So let's keep watching real quick. I want to see more of this little interview and Mel kind of get into it.
Saw water as if he were on a boat.
Were there really allegations?
And when Ashley was talking like this, I thought it was pretty funny. Like, were there really? See, people like this, man. I mean, it's just really trashy. Like, people like this can manipulate anything on the internet, and at the expense of like families. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is worse than like, you know how people sometimes are like, oh, you shouldn't speculate, but like, really, that's what the internet does. Even that's what the experts do, is kind of speculate their theories. But this is beyond that. This is like literally making shit up to get some views and clicks. And what I've told people is like, this is not even a story that you need to do that. You make a video, you talk about it. If everybody's talking about it, it's gonna probably get views. You know. So how long has this person been doing that? And I was even thinking to myself today, like, how is he with the people in his life? Because, and I said this in my original video, people like this, they don't freaking change. I mean, unless maybe he goes get to some professional help or some shit. People like this, all they do is improve in lying and manipulating. That's why the Brian Laundrie thing, that was one thing. This situation with the screaming audio, he takes it a step further by taking out 2 different pieces of audio, just the pieces of audio, no actual video from that video, the original video, and edits an article to support his narrative.
Joseph, because we all know that Brian Laundrie was nowhere near a boat. He was rotting, dead in the Florida swamp, right next to his home. And now Joseph Morris's critics are claiming that Morris was called out on a Zoom meeting for posting
was
such
wild.
damaging and false reports.
I heard about this, and Rabbit had told me about this, and I even back then I had heard about this. And this is supposedly where people confront this guy. I don't know what kind of video app, or I don't know where this was at. They're confronting him about all the fake stuff that he does, and he's just like laughing about it.
I love that. I love that. Well, of course you love it, but I'm just saying it's like, but it's.
I love it. I love it.
Even though you know fake, it's like you still watch it. You're like, this is so wrong. Like,
Really funny, hilarious. So if Joseph Morris lied and faked that Idaho post, should he and anyone else who does that kind of crap face consequences?
Yes.
Or is it free speech? Or is it interfering in a police investigation? Coming up, the man who debunked Joseph Morris.
And honestly, the police were talking about they were going to kind of take action to the people that are doing things like that online, but they never really do much, honestly. And with YouTube either, YouTube really, a lot of the times they don't really do much. They don't even enforce their own rules. And I noticed with certain big creators, they don't enforce the rules. And
Craig in the box, okay? He got his channel back, which that's awesome. Little boy who his make-a-wish was to reach 100K and get that plaque from YouTube, right? That's his dying wish. That's what he wanted, right? He gets his channel terminated, okay? And from what I understand now, I don't know because I haven't looked into it, but I heard that it had to do something with Amber Heard, the fact that Johnny Depp was made an appearance and stuff like that. They can get this little boy's channel terminated, but you can't get this fraudster out of YouTube. You can't. That can't happen. I don't get it. Yeah, so shout out to all of it. I mean, we all tweeted and stuff, and I know I said Emily D. Baker's involved. You already know. You got Andy. You got all these creators that are together, and they definitely. It's great. His channel's back up. Yes, and get him to 100K or 200K. Absolutely. But you can't get somebody like Joseph Morris out of YouTube. You can't, what? Isn't that just crazy? Little boy who oh my God, it kind of gets to me. You know what I'm saying? I hate that. But this man can do this.
shit, almost, was it this year or last year? I had 2 strikes on my channel for some BS. They strike me for stuff that other YouTubers have on their channels. So it's like these people kind of play around, and it seems to me like they enforce it when they feel like they want to enforce it. And honestly, it just creates an environment where these people can thrive and grow more. And honestly, I learned a long time ago, most people, I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but a lot of the times people really don't care about the truth. So that's why people like this can get away with the kind of shit that they do, because the entertainment value matters more, But I mean, I guess people didn't like Joseph Morris doing this again, though.
Morris's screen video. Melvin Sedano next.
I don't know, SW.
The planning
limited.
Jesus, all these commercials. My goodness.
hours of tragedy in Idaho.
And I hope they post this on YouTube. I don't know if they will or not. I hope they post the whole, at least my segment. That'd be kind of cool if they did. But now I understand why some people, because I remember I was watching the NEWSNation clips recently, and I realized some people, it seemed like they were cut off. It's because there's such a time constraint, and so they got to move on and stuff. And so now I understand why.
So Melvin, what tipped you off that Joseph Morris's video might be a fake?
Quite a few things, and thank you for having me on, Ashley. The internet, people had kind of suspicious. They were suspicious about what they saw because there was a previous incident or multiple incidences, like with the Brian Laundrie boat incident, where he took a video from a larger, older video, snipped it down, and then put it out as if Brian Laundrie had just. Bro, it's so trippy seeing myself because at this moment when I was doing this, I was thinking I fucked up. I don't know why I was thinking that, but watching the replay, I was like, I was okay. I'm bad. I don't know why. Turned on his Instagram live by accident. And so I think even on that TikTok video that he did of the boat incident, it got 11 million views. It's still up on his TikTok. That's right. Right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was wrong. Shit. It's 1.3. I read the comment section as 11. I screwed that up. My bad. I caught myself.
Oh my goodness. I could tell Mel was so nervous. Can you guys see that? You guys see that? What is it that I don't?
So where is Brian?
So I made a mistake. I thought it was 11 million views. He got 1.3 million. I was looking at the comment section, so I just caught myself. You're your own worst critic. So he might come out later and check.
Wait. Are you serious, Jules? They called Some of the Joseph Morris supporters called into Mel's show and started cussing him out on air. How many supporters had called in to cuss out Mel? Why? I see. I missed that part. I was watching maybe a good hour of this, and then I went to bed.
Try to defend himself and say, like, no, you're wrong. It's that. So in case the YouTubers try to come after me to try to cancel me for that, I screwed that up. So that kind of made me want to pay attention to it because people were emailing me, DMing me. I literally woke up, I think it was Saturday morning, and everybody on Discord was telling me, like, we need to look into this because
wow, shout out to the Discord group.
Audio, somebody found the audio, the original author from where that came from. And it's weird because the original audio comes from, it looks like a domestic violence situation. And so 2 small parts of that video with a woman screaming, leave me alone and stop it, were taken. It seemed like it was modified and it was added to his video. Also, in looking into that, I was trying to find that article, the Daily Mail article, and I found the original article, and it doesn't have the verbiage that he was reading, where it says, "But blood-curdling scream they heard that night," which is pretty disgusting for him to even use that verbiage. And I thought at one point, I really thought that, damn, I didn't know this was gonna be a video about me. We're supposed to do Nancy, but we'll do Nancy after. The blood-curdling screams. I had thought that he titled the video that at one point. I could be wrong. When I downloaded it, at the time, it said neighbor releases recording of scream from Idaho college student murder. Or maybe he had that. I don't know. This might have been after he modified it. I thought he said in the title at one point, because this guy is infamous for changing his titles.
He did change his titles because I have the tweet of, matter of fact, I'm surprised I didn't have it up there. He did change his titles. I saw that too. Because he responded to somebody on Twitter about his title change as well. Don't play, because I do have those receipts. Let's see if we can find it real quick. I have those receipts. He did change his title. The guy did not want to get caught up. Here we go. Apology. Crappy apology. Where did it go? I have to find it. But he did change his title, and then he again blamed it on misinformation from Fox, and Fox did this. Yeah. So he changed his title. He did it. Here it is. Oh, look at that. I found it. Yep. He initially changed his title to that the killer had been caught. Okay. And then he's like, oh, no, that was a mistake. It didn't happen that way. Misinformation. A really bad Fox News source. I'm like, bullshit. You are lying. You lied about this. That's what you did. That's what you do. Anyways, let me see if I can find it real quick so I can show you guys. Yeah, I have it in here somewhere. You guys, I got to organize my receipts. I need a receipt organizer. But anyways, let's keep watching.
Some crazy shit, some false shit in his title. And then after one day or a couple hours, he'll switch it back up. When describing,
what you're saying, Melvin, is he overlaid a legitimate news source like the Daily Mail and made it and legitimized the audio clip that he had put together from different sources, from a domestic violence incident, and then I mean, that's pretty crafty stuff. So my question for you is, because you do a lot. I got about 10 seconds left, but this,
bro, when she's like, you got 10 seconds, like she has 10 seconds left. I was like, oh shit. Thanks. It reminded me of Nancy Grace when she told that one person, she's like, okay, you better make it profound. And I'm like, oh, shit.
This gives you guys a bad name. The community must have been really angry about this.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people upset. You know, even, I mean, I've reached out to the neighbor. He said it was fake. I reached out to the author of the Daily Mail. It was fake. And the true crime community already has sometimes a bad rap.
Sure
for doxing, harassing, you know, going down the crazy conspiracy train. And so this is bad. And there's audio of him laughing about it with the Brian Laundrie incident. It's horrible.
Melvin Sedano, I am...
It's actually pretty good. I don't know why in my head in the moment I thought it was worse. It's not bad.
Stop it, Mel.
Very appreciative that you joined us tonight and that you did the work to call this out. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. We'll have you on again.
Thanks. All right, thank you.
I want to go back out to the house right now if I can. Brian,
okay. It actually wasn't bad. I don't know why in my head I thought it was like something else. Yo, I don't know what.
Mel is so, you know, it's that ADHD.
Yeah, it was really cool being on there. My mother was kind of tripping though, because I was telling her earlier, I was like, all right, Mom, I'm going to be on the news. Like, okay. Be careful what you say. I was like, Mom, I've been doing this for a while. No, be careful what you say. I'm just trying to make you feel comfortable, like feel better. I'm like, you don't really soothe me when it comes to this.
Shout out to Mel. He's so funny, yo. I'm like, yeah, your mom will make it horrible. Like, oh God, be careful. Imagine it was oh my God, if Nancy Grace interviewed Mel. Now I would listen, Mel, if Nancy Grace interviewed you, that's when I would want an autograph. I'm sure Jeremy from Exploring with Nug would probably say the same. You've been interviewed by Nancy Grace. We need your autograph. We need you're not a regular Joe anymore at this point. Sorry. No way. No way. Oh my God. Well, what do you guys think about this? Oh my gosh. We need Nancy Grace interviewing Joseph Morris. Oh my God. At this point, right? Like this man this is beyond overstepping. Okay. I don't embarrass the family, right? I really do see you as a new up and coming. Aw, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But that would be great because Mel is awesome. He's definitely a content creator to look up to. I kind of want to get into this one right here, but Baby Bunny's awake. So what I want to do is I'm going to go live later on tonight and we're going to talk about this because this is very interesting as it pertains to the neighbor that heard or didn't hear the screams. I can't really decide on, yeah, mama, I can't really decide on what it is, guys. Do you guys think he heard these screams or not? Like, I don't know what to make of his statement anymore. So he's being talked about. He did an interview with, right, mama? He did an interview with Hidden True Crime. And the CEO is awake. You're absolutely right. You guys already know when the CEO wakes up, it's time. It's time, mama. It's time to eat. What you want to eat? You want steak? I don't really feed the baby steak, but you know. Yes. So what I want to do is I'm going to come back. We're going to go live later on. I want to talk about this because this is a very interesting interview. Shout out to, I think it's Hidden True Crime. She was like a news reporter at some point. And they start analyzing this specific video. And I totally want to look into it. So this man right here, do you have something to say? This man right here said that he saw or he heard the screams from the Idaho 4. Okay. He's the neighbor. He is that neighbor that everybody's been talking about. Okay. And his statements have been a little bit contradicting, which I just can't really I think a lot of us are trying to figure out why are they so contradicting. He heard it, he didn't hear it, he might have heard it, so we're just trying to figure out, well, what the hell is this about, right? Overall. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to look into it tonight. If you guys want to join me, please do so. I'm going to head out. So stay tuned, okay? Stay tuned. And I want to thank everybody for the super chats and super stickers. Thank you so much to Exploring with Nug for coming in to Down the Rabbit Hole News. Shout out to you. And let me do a little rabbit twerking for the supporters, new members, and the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming in. Stay tuned, guys. Make sure you hit that notification bell for all the videos so you know when we go live. I know that YouTube is doing me wrong and they don't want to notify you, but just stay notified. And make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon because the rabbit is out. We're out. You want to say something? Are we out? No? Say yes. Say we're out. Right? She's silent now. All right, guys. Have a great day.